Hi, my name is Brunus, and this is my Project 3 presentation. My speaker is Torsten Rell, and his thesis is about making human animations in games more realistic by using simulation instead of animation cycles. I feel as if the speaker was direct and to the point about everything that he was talking about in his introduction. So therefore, he kept the audience engaged in everything and ready to know about what was going on. He maintained that engagement by movement, visual aids, and by audience interactions. I feel that the speaker used the first commandment, which is which basically keep everything to the point, and also another one which is basically keep the audience laughing, where as it says, laughter is good, or as that saying. But like I said, I feel they used those two because it kept like a lot of things within the speech were funny, but not overly funny, but more as just to the point, direct, haha, move on. They didn't draw They didn't draw any little thing that didn't need to be drawn out, and they kept everything simple and pleasurable. I gave the speaker a 4 because I feel as if the speech was kind of rushed, or not really rushed, but more like it was made up on the spot rather than being rehearsed over and over again. And I guess talking in front of audiences can kind of be intimidating. So I guess the speaker was kind of intimidated. So as I got the feeling he was. But overall, it was a really great speech, and he kept me as a person that was viewing the video, kept me interested in the whole thing. So I found that to be very well spot on and very key. I found that divergent thinking was the main resource of this speech, which is one of the things I learned from Gar Reynolds. Because the speaker wasn't really talking about creativity, more as the advancements made through the simulations. So like the life cycles of every simulation, up to simulation I think 20, where the simulation model actually learned how to walk progressively. So and he showed the progress between age 5, age 10, age 15, and age 20, and you could see that there was progress between each one. So it wasn't really creativity, more as just simulation that was key to this whole thing. Based on what my speaker is my presenter, I've learned that my delivery is key on everything. Staying to the point about things, keeping everything non-hostile, non-serious, but more as just keeping everything light will keep the audience more in tune with what I'm saying, and will keep the audience attention. I found that my speaker was more active as a broadcaster than Sir Ken Robinson, but also Sir Ken Robinson also attracted more attention to the audience because of the way he was speaking and how he kept the audience laughing and all that kind of stuff. Now, granted all that, both I feel my speaker used their visual aid to every advantage they could, and with as like in Mr. Sir Ken Robinson's Changing the Paradigm, they both use their visual aids to keep the audience intact and to keep everybody realizing what's going on and how is this moving. So instead of having to form visuals in their head, they could just see it on the screen and understand what was going on. One tip, a couple tips actually, what I would give to my fellow classmates is try to remain eye contact with your audience, be prepared for anything, and have everything ready to talk about. And usually slightly rehearse it, because it's hard not to repeat yourself in a speech, and sometimes it gets really repetitive if you continue to repeat the same statement that you've been saying but in different words. And people may not see it when they're speaking, but other people can see it when they're listening. Thank you for your time. My name is Brunus again, and this is my project.